everybody. Right, we're back on to our story, Coming to England by Floella Benjamin, and we're on chapter 3, which is called Celebrations. So here we go. The biggest celebration we had at our house was for my baby sister Cynthia's christening. I was 7 at the time, so old enough to look after Lester Ellington and my 2-year-old baby brother Roy. Actually, we called him Junior because Roy was also my father's name, which was quite a common thing to do in Trinidad. Mummy had got up early to prepare the food. Curry chicken, rotis, sauce, that's marinated pig trotters with cucumber, peas and rice, exotic drinks and ice cream. She'd done all the baking the night before and made a special cake for Cynthia, which was iced and decorated with pink flowers. When it was time to go to church for the christening ceremony, baby Cynthia was dressed in a beautiful white cotton and lace gown which had been passed down. Sandra was the first to wear it, so now it was on its 6th outing. Oh gosh, look at that picture there. Wow. That was one of the few things Sandra ever got to wear new, because even though she was the eldest, she was also the smaller, so she got all of the hand-me-downs. I got the new dresses and shoes, which are always passed down to her, and she used to complain bitterly about this. After the ceremony, the 4 godparents, along with family and friends, came back to our house to eat, drink and celebrate the baby's health. It was customary to give the baby a gift, usually silver, a coin or a small trinket like a bracelet, and Cynthia got lots. Dardy played the saxophone in his spare time. He played music at dance halls, at weekends, for weddings, dances and parties. But today, he and some friends played music on the gallery for his daughter's christening. I loved the music and took great delight in showing everyone the latest dance. I remember our Christmas celebrations too. This was another time for feasting. It was the only time of the year we had apples, big, red, juicy, crisp ones. They were one of the special treats we had at Christmas time, along with ham and a rich rum fruit cake. We didn't have Christmas trees or snow, but I would imagine what it would be like by looking at the Christmas cards which came from England and America. We all sang carols at special services and got presents, which were usually clothes and books. One year, Mummy bought us all expensive toys, dolls, cars, spinning tops, but by Boxing Day we'd broken them all, so she vowed never to buy us toys again, and she kept that promise. We celebrated most of the British holidays. Bank holidays were usually spent by the seaside. I loved it when we went up to the beach up north at Cuva and Caguanas. I could be wrong there. Mummy would pack a large picnic and we would sometimes take a train to get there. Small wooden carriages pulled by a steam engine which clacked along the narrow lines. We'd sit excitedly on the wooden slatted seats, and soon as we left the station we'd ask Mummy if we were there yet. The train departed from San Fernando and we would pass along by the huge oil refineries with pipelines leading in every direction, making it look like a picture in a science fiction comic, sorry, I always make mistakes like that. We could also see the pitch lake where the mountains of tar waited to be transported around the world. We would pass through small villages which were next to sugarcane fields and coconut groves. We could see workers knee-deep in the rice paddy fields picking the grain in the hot sun. Dozens of tropical birds such as salmon pink ibis would take off from the bird sanctuaries on the rivers as the noisy train rattled past. The cows and the goats would look up dismissively at us in the carriages as they grazed on the hillsides. The journey took its time, but was never boring. Passengers would move from carriage to carriage by walking along the narrow ledge on the outside of the train. This was exciting to watch, but very dangerous, and we were never allowed to try it. Musicians often played on the train, and people would dance in the aisles, even the children. Everyone knew how to have fun. And when we got to the beach, we couldn't wait to strip down to our costumes and dash madly into the warm, blue, inviting Caribbean Sea. After we'd worked up an appetite, swimming and splashing about, we would sit on the golden sand and eat our picnic. Some people even cooked on the beach in cast iron pots over hot coals. The sizzling of fried chicken, rotis, curry and roast corn left a mouth-watering aroma in the air, which mixed with the salty sea breeze. Sometimes men would come round selling coconut water. They would slice the top off the coconut, still in its outer green husks, and sell it for a few cents. We had to share one amongst all 6 of us, and the juice often dribbled down our faces onto our necks, but we didn't care. We'd wash it off in the refreshing tropical sea. Carnival is the celebration for which Trinidad is famous. It's held 3 days before Lent, although preparations for Carnival take the whole year. The biggest parade took place in Port of Spain, the bustling capital of Trinidad. Some of the houses looked like Scottish castles made out of wood. There was a very strong British, Spanish and French influence in the architecture, which came with the people who colonised the island over the years. There was a huge park called the Savannah, where the big carnival ended up after the people and floats had paraded through the streets. This was called playing mass. We usually stayed up in Marabella to watch the people play mass on their way to San Fernando, the next biggest town. Some of the costumes were fantastic. Each one would have a different theme, like the undersea world, the galaxy, the animal kingdom, birds or flowers. My first memory of Carnival was not a nice one though. I remember someone in a bizarre towering monster costume dancing up to me. It was a frightening sight and I screamed in terror, ran into the house and hid under the bed. It was only as I grew older I appreciated more and more the spectacular, colourful carnival extravaganza, and like all Trinidadians every year I look forward to singing calypsos and dancing, or jumping up as we used to say, to the steel band music. There we go. Great, I shall see you next time for chapter 4 and it's called Darkness and Light. Okay, bye.